The internet has pioneered various types of horror: analog horror, liminal horror, and creepypastas, just to name a few of them. But what I truly find interesting is horror that didn't just grow popular in the online space, but is based entirely in the online space. And I really think a game that helps to delve into that and what makes the kind of horror so great is KinitoPET. Now, KinitoPET is a game that works best when you have a little bit of knowledge of the early 2000s internet, because the game is based around the mascot, Kinito. Kinito is very reminiscent of Bonsai Buddy, which, if you know anything about early era online internet, was a online desktop assistant that was secretly malware. But if you download the game on Steam, you can open it up and you're met with this. Now, I'm not going to show it, but once you open the game, you're met with your name, like your actual real world name, not your Steam username or anything like that. And you're also instructed to put in your password. Thankfully, you don't put in your actual computer or Steam password, but once you do that, you can reach the main game. We're now on a retro version of our actual homepage for a computer. Ignore that mine is Ash Baby, but now we're allowed to just fiddle around a little bit. There is a couple games to play inside the game on the retro screen, such as Pinball, Minesweeper, and most important of all, the World Wide Web. You can look up anything on it, so I did, the only rational thing. On the World Wide Web, we get to look around various wikis and articles for a moment until there's an error. Weird. I guess let's just...
Thank you for choosing KinitoPET.
Okay. Now we're on the KinitoPET website. Scrolling around it, we can read that he's an online assistant, like I said. But we can just hit the download button and it starts to load, and before we know it, boom, there's an egg. But not just any egg. Clicking on it, we can finally meet Kinito. He starts off telling us his name and gliding around the screen. We can give him our chosen name to call us by, and the game can finally begin. He decides to start us out by asking some basic questions. What's your favorite color? What superpower do you pick to have? And what's your favorite word? And so on. I said green for my favorite color, so just remember that for later. After the questions, though, Kinito asks to tell us a story, which we agree to.
Kinito was home when a package came to the door. But who was it from, and who was it for? It was for Kinito, as he soon realized. So he eagerly ripped it open to see what was inside. "It's a computer," exclaimed Kinito with a grin bright and wide. But the cables were tangled, so he started to untie. And once Kinito was done, he powered it on and watched it come to life with digital color and sound. Kinito then studied all he could learn to make the online world a turn. However now, Kinito had all these new tips, and yet no friend to share his new tricks. So he went on a quest, and found a friend just like you, to show you his skills and all he could do. So why wait? The adventures lie ahead. So together we can play games, search the web, and leave no story unread.
After the story ends, Kinito tells us the story was really about us and him. But he also quickly follows that by saying that we need to move on to something more exciting. So he takes control of our computer. It's a bit strange, but all he does is open up the internet, and suddenly we're on a little online game. It's called Kinito's Web World, and we can just kind of start up the game, where he starts to explain that his friends also live here, and we need to help them out. He even gives us a little avatar that's the same color as we mentioned was our favorite earlier. Kinito quickly instructs us, though, to go to his friend Sam the Sea Anemone's house to clean it up and decorate it. We can quickly move our avatar over to his house and interact with it, where we'll be shown a duster and a sponge and instructed to, well, clean. So, we can just go around washing the place until it's squeaky. What was that? I guess a glitch. We can get back to work cleaning and just finish it up. Sam, the sea anemone, gives us her next task, which is to paint his walls however we want. So, we get to work being creative. I drew a little smiley face on the wall. It's green and stuff. And we can click next and...
Super! You have done a great job!
Okay, I guess it glitched again. This time Sam instructs us to decorate his house. So I guess that's what we do. We just kind of put whatever we want all around the room. Like a bed, posters, cut chair, and... What's that? I guess let's click on it and... Okay, so that certainly was something. At least we're done with Sam's house now. Hopefully that's just the only weird area. Next we can visit Jade the jellyfish's house, who's another one of Kinito's friends. After entering her house, she'll quickly explain to us that it's our job to take parts off her conveyor belt and use them to build different toys. First is a car, which it doesn't take us long to collect the parts for, then a bike, which we can work on, and... At this point, I really feel like we need to just ignore these glitches, even if it's getting progressively harder. We can just continue building the bike, then a teddy bear, and lastly a robot. While we build the robot though, an email pops up and it's just labeled, "It's not too late." We can go and check our email and it's not even actually there. I don't know, we're almost done with this game. After finishing it up though and building the robot, Kinito says he has one last thing for us in his treehouse for fun. So, we just listen to him. We walk over to his treehouse and enter, where he can explain his game to us.
You must hide.
What? Okay, we're now playing a hyper-realistic game. It's genuinely uncanny how fast it goes from just being basic pixels and old-looking graphics to looking so lifelike. But we just walk around for a while, trying to hide like Kinito told us to, and we can hear some thuds. They're getting louder and louder, and... Okay. I guess that was Sam the sea anemone, but we're back in the game again. We just keep walking around the place for a while, and... The game closed? We're now back on our main computer screen, but there's a video downloaded, and we can open it up to watch. And it's just an advertisement for KinitoPET. It just describes the basics of it all, and... Okay, what was that? That just can't even be ignored at this point. I don't even know what that was. I guess let's just open back up KinitoPET. The logon screen to the game looks the same, so we just enter our password again, and now on our main screen we can click on Kinito.exe again. He just apologizes for our playtime being cut short. Still strange, but he's pretty much back to normal as he pulls out the Kinito Friends Analysis Hub. It's just a bunch of basic personality tests for us to do with him, and it starts off with basic questions like, is everything alright today? He'll also ask who's our best friend, which we can enter whoever our best friend is, obviously, and...
Perhaps you didn't hear my question.
You know what? My best friend is Kinito. Yeah. Okay. Last question. It's just, what's our favorite game? I put down Ultra Kill because, yeah. But that concludes section 1 of the Friends Analysis Hub. And now we're on the painting section. Again, it starts off pretty basic, honestly. Paint happiness. Paint sadness. Draw a picture of your best friend. Obviously, you're going to draw Kinito because don't want to risk anything. Paint ourselves. And then we're on the final one.
Could you paint me a picture of the person
Standing behind you.
Okay, so I don't know what that meant, but now we're on to the section where we think of our ideal world. We can pick out some basic stuff again to start off, like what type of area we'd like to live. A forest, I suppose. We can pick to have a pet raccoon. We say our favorite time of the year is summer, and end up onto the next section pretty quickly. So Kinito just said he's going to ask his own question to us. Can I see your face? No, hell no. Well, it's certainly a good day for me not to have a camera. No. Yes? Maybe, I guess not. Well, that'd probably be... I'd say so. Yeah, that's one of my closest friends. Okay, now it's loading something up now. Yeah? I'd say that I do. Who would I rather kill? That's a question for sure. I guess them? Okay, back to questions again. Would we know if we're dead? I guess not. And lastly, are we afraid of the dark? No? Okay, we're in a dark bedroom now. It's hyper realistic again like it was earlier, but we can just kind of look around our surroundings and... What was that? Oh, okay. I guess let's just look at our door and... okay? The game closes out again after that. We can quickly reopen it again, and Kinito just says it was another error. After that, though, he gets us to join his online fan club and asks us to do a little something for him. He needs administrative permissions for our entire computer. I guess we can do that. We just gotta open the command prompt console and give him access. And he says now he's gonna work on something, and he just needs us to close and reopen the game. We can pretty quickly and easily do just that, and opening back up the game, Kinito will show us what he made.
Like it's ready. Okay, hold on to your seat because this is your world. A game I made entirely for you.
He made us our own little game with our name and everything. We can load into it and start walking around. We can see some trees scattered around, and eventually a little train will spawn in, where Kinito says he wants to show us what he's really been working on. So we can hop onto the little train where it starts to move, and eventually we can come across an amusement park. It's named after us like the game, and we can explore it. There's a model of the park inside and a bunch of little mini games to play around with. But eventually we can make our way to the main attraction, the roller coaster. We can quickly hop onto it and it'll start to move. We can ride around on it, and Kinito will talk to us about the last bit he's been making for us as we go into a drop. We're in a forest. Kinito tells us that's the place we told him we want to live in. It's actually kind of cool. All this is for us. He says he has another surprise for us too, and we just need to stand on the red X near us. He tells us it's a surprise, so he's going to have to turn off our game's monitor. So he does that, and it goes black for a minute until eventually our screen does come back on, and there's a house. Kinito says he built it just for us. So, we can open the door. You know what? Alright, we're used to this. Heading inside, we see a bunch of our esteemed friends list doing various things, like eating our favorite food. And there's also the drawings we made earlier around the house. But, strangely enough, some of the rooms in the house are locked. We can explore though and eventually find a key to one of the rooms. Before we unlock it though, we can also head outside and grab a ladder. There's also a fountain nearby, so we walk over to it, interact with it. The fountain is the key. I don't know. Let's just go open up that locked room we saw earlier, and it's a gaming room. It has a bunch of games from our Steam library and our favorite game already running on the computer. We can also go upstairs and use the ladder that we found a minute ago to climb into the attic. The attic has all the tools we made in the factory earlier, but it also has one last key on the table. We can grab that key and head to the final locked room downstairs, and it's just the room we made earlier in Sam the Sea Enemy's little mini game. We can look at it for a minute before Kinito starts to talk to us again. He talks about the fun we've had and how he doesn't ever want it to end. So he asks us one final question.
And now, I would never want this to end. And since I have made a place perfect for you, with everything you would ever need, I was wondering, will you stay with me?
What?
In this
No.
house, in
We have
this
an
world,
outside life, we have friends, we have things. We can't just stay here.
What? What do you mean, no? After all we have been through, you would want to leave. Do you realize how little power you have in this situation? It was never a question. I just wanted to give you an easy option. I suppose it's time.
And that's KinitoPET. I think it really helps us show what makes horror involving the online space so scary. The idea that someone could know or figure out everything about you online, the idea of the online world drifting into affecting your real, actual life, the psychological aspects of it, it's all great. But thank you for watching. Maybe throw me a cheeky like and a cheeky subscribe if you like the video and you want to see more. And let's move on to my outro song.
Hey everybody, this is my outro song. I hope that you do sing along. I'm the Moth Maker, and I make content. Please give me money. I need money. Please subscribe. I don't have a dime. I have really, really bad rhymes. Please subscribe. This is the outro song. The outro song. The outro song. This is the Moth Maker outro song. Please subscribe. I don't have a dime. If you give me a little bit of your time, maybe subscribe and give me a dime. A dime, a dime, a dime, a rhyme. I got bars from Mars. Girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Boys go to Mars to get more bars. That's what I'm saying. My name's not Lars. My name is Mothmaker, and I take time to make these videos, and I spit bars, rhymes, and hymes, and lots of things. So please subscribe and have a good time. Bye.